How you feeling? Feeling like you ready to roll? Ready to do this? I don't know why you so low, man. Like, you always up in here whispering. Nah. We gonna have to get into it right now.
Right here.
Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today all year, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, man. BlackTogether. I am not by myself. I'm with the soft-spoken Lady Lisa. Say hey.
Hello.
That's better. I like that.
I'm yelling.
I like that. That is much better.
Gosh.
Project your voice. Bring it to them.
Oh my God.
If you're new to this, big shout out to AfroCon first off. But if you're new to this, of course, that always has to happen. Any other time, you hear the people coming for us.
It was so quiet.
Yo, it was mad quiet. Now here they come for us. You know what I'm saying? See how we try to do a show, and here they come.
Next thing, the baby gonna come out.
You know what I'm saying? Look, here it is. Me, the lovely Lady Lisa, love of my life, my wife. Get together to talk about relationships, politics in your marriage, you know what I'm saying, family, all that stuff from the perspective of a black couple, you know what I'm saying? And we get deep with it, we have fun with it, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get deep, tonight we're probably gonna get a little bit deep, but we'll see. Because tonight we'll be covering a TV show on OWN Network. That's right. Head wrap wearing Oprah. With the hoops. The one and only Put a Ring on It. Which is a TV show, basically kind of like live action reality show. It's from Will Packer. The about says unscripted relationship series Put a Ring on It follows 3 longtime couples with help from a master relationship coach, Dr. Nicole LaBeach, who embark on the ultimate relationship test. From week to week, the couples are pushed outside their comfort zones to confront the question they've been too afraid to ask. Is this their happily ever after? The couples will finally find out if they are truly meant to be together by dating other people, and in so doing, they will discover if, and that's a big if, there's a love connection they've been missing all along, or will they decide it's time to go their separate ways, or is it finally time to put a ring on it? So, in this show right now, it's up to the first 4 episodes, and we have 3 couples, but really 4. We've seen 4 couples, and we'll talk about the first couple first. But before we get into it, for a second, I wanted to talk about Dr. Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Dr. Nicole LaBeach in general?
In general, I think she's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't come at them from a very, tight shirt, technical
tight shirt.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, she's tight and conservative and coming from a place and using all these, technical terms or anything. She's very, like someone on there said, she's like somebody's auntie.
All right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's how she really comes at them. To me, she has a very, I would say auntie, even kind of motherly kind of feel to her.
Approachable.
Very approachable, and she really cares, and she wants to be real with them to a certain degree. We'll talk about that more.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little more.
There's some stuff where like, so you just ain't gonna address that?
Yeah, you ain't going. Okay. So you ain't gonna bring up your boy?
We ain't gonna talk about that at all. All right, but I think she's real cool. I think she is a really good fit for this type of show, quite honestly.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, not only is she a good fit for this show, but I think this show is a lot more serious than a show like Ready to Love, where you had Nephew Tommy, and what seemed to be a serious show about like finding people's matches that they can actually be with for life, and it ended up being like games, and now they got a whole bunch of like ragamuffins on that joint now.
I don't know what in the world is going on.
That show is straight new. But we're talking about this show. So we have 4 couples. I'm going to talk about the first couple I'm going to get into is Ulysses and Mimi. The reason I'm going to talk about them first is because they're the couple that are on here the least, and they're on the shortest, the briefest period, for reasons that we'll get into in a second. But this is a couple that, are having problems on this show. And before we get into it, I will say that I like the idea of having this show where the women are the ones that aren't ready to get married. Which is interesting because usually in popular culture, when you see like movies or talk shows or something like that, usually it's the focus of the man that's not ready to commit or get married or whatever. So this is an interesting twist on what we usually see in popular culture on television.
Yes
and stuff.
and no, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, on the surface, the women aren't the one. They're like, hey, I want to get married. The women are like, nope, not yet.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, without even starting, you know what I'm saying? That's what we learn about men in other shows as well. He's not ready. Mm-hmm. We don't really even get into any reasons. It's just like, he's not ready. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to get married. So this couple, this is the couple that we feel just need to go and get married. Yeah.
They're in so deep, honestly, to the point where, he feels like her dad is his dad, and they've made this mm-hmm. Special bond and connection. And it's like, when it gets to that kind of point, look, y'all should have been married, quite honestly. I'm just one of those people that feel like you don't need to be all tight with somebody's family if y'all ain't married.
Yeah, because it gets weird.
You're setting yourself up for y'all. If y'all break up, mm-hmm. y'all gonna always be in each other's life because you've made connections with the family, and then now you're setting it up to have difficulty in your next relationship. Yeah, because what's going to happen is the next man or the next woman is going to be like, yo, why is this person hanging around? Why are they at the family reunion? And it's like, oh, it's because we've been together for like 9 years or something like that. Right. And this person is like, my uncle loves them, or my cousin, what I'm supposed the best to do, friends. My mom invited her,
that kind of stuff. So also in this case, the reason they left the show is because before they started dating someone else, which I'll get into that idea as well. Before they started dating someone else, Mimi's father became critical in the hospital. And they were basically calling her and her sister on some like, yo, you guys might want to decide on like final decisions for his care here kind of thing. So of course, with that being a lot to handle, Dr. Nicole was like, hey, look, maybe y'all need to go on and go off the show, but y'all should use this time to kind of actually come together even stronger if possible, and, have a better relationship that y'all had before. And I thought that was a cool idea because mm-hmm. you could see that Ulysses, I'm going to just say Ulysses, I'm probably screwing it up and I apologize. But Ulysses, you could see that he was broken up because he said, he didn't have a father. So to him, her father had kind of become his surrogate father. Yeah. And that's how much time they had spent together. So it's like, yo, might be a good look, y'all just going to get married. Like if y'all to the point where like people are crying because they become your surrogate mother and stuff and all this stuff and y'all families intertwined. It's just like when I say like y'all start moving in together and start commingling funds and stuff, it's going to be real hard to detach that. That's why you're supposed to do all this planning and stuff before y'all come together, because once y'all start, we bought the couch together and I bought the computer monitor, but I bought the plugs and I bought the DVD player, but I bought that for you for your birthday. Well, I paid you back for the. And next thing you know, you got a whole bunch of stuff that's ours-ish. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good idea. Yeah. But they had to leave, and understandably so. Mm-hmm. And I hope that everything is better for them. to get a chance to kind of like come together over this, because we didn't get a follow up on them, at least not yet.
Yeah, we may, hopefully.
Now, I did want to break before we get into the other couples.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we disagree on the dating other people thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's your stance on dating someone else in effect to see if this is the person that you want to be with? Meaning like, I'm with person A and I need to date outside with person B, C, D, E, F, G or whatever to make sure that person A is who I want to be with.
Yeah. I think in general, that's not the general, rule or the general go-to, in terms of relationships. But I think in this circumstance, when they are having such difficulty, one person is ready, the other one is not. There's this history of, distrust or just not being sure. I honestly think, it's not a bad idea because, of course, again, people have to remember the whole point of dating someone is to figure out if that's, supposed to be, is to figure out if that's the person that you want to marry and have a life with. And, once you get to the point of you move beyond dating to being exclusive and move beyond being exclusive to living together. And you're still...
Because I feel like these people are way past dating. They're all living together.
And you're still having difficulty figuring out if you're going to get married. Yeah, go ahead and date somebody else. And see what emotions come up. See what your feelings and your thoughts are. Because my thing, honestly, to me, if you go out on a date with someone else and you feel completely and totally uncomfortable, completely awkward, you feel guilty, like I'm not supposed to be with this person, you're constantly thinking about the other person, you have your answer. You need to be with that person. That's how I feel about it. If you go on a date with somebody else and you are just totally like intrigued, you are excited, and you're just entertaining this person to the utmost. Yeah.
But see, that's the thing with this in this show, and the thing with this in this show, of course, it's the reality show hook. But it's like, we want you to give yourself to the process and go out on these dates, like you're single and stuff. It's like, but I'm not single. And it's like, this is something that I think is more of a like reality show hook, just because like, let's get some other people in there. Let's, do something like this will bring in some drama.
But the thing is, they can tell you that, but either it's in you to do it or it's not. And it's going to show if it's not. Now, I
still think it muddies the waters.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, in some circumstances it does. It's one particular couple where I don't think it's an issue of her just being so in love with dude. The reason why she was so uncomfortable, because it was really only one girl who seemed extremely uncomfortable on her date. And I think that has more to do with she has this unhealthy tie to the dude. You know who I'm talking about. She has this unhealthy tie to the guy she's with, and she feels like if they break up, she doesn't know what to do with herself.
We'll get with them.
Her self-esteem is just out the window.
Yeah, we'll get with that couple in a second.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess the way I see it, like say you and I were having issues. You know what I'm saying?
And not
having issues. You know what I'm saying?
And not married.
And not married. Say we're having issues and we're not married. My answer wouldn't be, well, hey, let me just go date people. At least that wouldn't be, at least in my estimation, that wouldn't be my idea. Like, hey, well, maybe I should try somebody out.
Well, if you're unsure that you want to marry me, not unsure that you want to get married, but unsure that you want to marry me, then yes.
But because what we're getting from a lot of these dates, like the report backs that we're getting, are a lot of like, it was refreshing, it was good, and I mean, of course it is. Like, say you at home with your man or your woman, whatever you do, and y'all been together 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8 years, whatever. If you meet someone new who's new, attractive, fly, and everything, of course it's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna be brand new. It's gonna be awesome.
I disagree.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
When we were
There's some new, young, strapping chap.
when we were dating and I was at the point where I knew I wanted to be with you, I won't even thinking about going out with nobody else.
You bet not.
And you know how things work. As soon as you get into a relationship with somebody,
here come everybody.
Here come all the old exes.
Here come
everybody.
Know
this dude still had my number. I didn't even know his number was still in.
How did he find me on Facebook?
You know, it's like
it's your name, crazy.
Y'all just popping up from out of nowhere. You either got a drought or you got a rainstorm. Like, look, so you know I don't know. That's how I felt about it. It's like I won't. You know, no matter how fine. You feel uncomfortable. You feel like you're doing something wrong. You feel like, I don't want to entertain you. I don't want to be with you. And that was even the case with us being across the country from each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to do a show about that because we were on both coasts for a long time. A large part of our
we dated.
Yeah, our whole dating period we were on two different coasts.
Yeah.
So I've categorized, I think, these couples from, we're gonna escalate.
Well, we haven't talked about one couple, huh?
Yeah, but that's because that's the couple that's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So now we're gonna get into the three couples that are actually on the show. We have Michael and Shay, we have Hollywood and Ashley, and we have Vince and I cannot remember that girl's name. I'm so sorry. Vincent, what the girl name? You got it on the screen over there. Vince and I don't know, Tasha.
Vince and Tamika.
All right, Tamika. Mm-hmm. So I want to start off with Michael and Shay. Michael and Shay is an interesting piece because Michael is someone who wanted to marry Shay, and she ghosted him. Like, she just disappeared,
Twice.
Went out, poof, gone, poof, be gone, right?
Twice.
Didn't even see him. Came back. He took her back, and then something else happened with like another ex or some other dude somewhere, and she ghosted him again. All right? Again, just disappeared. No, didn't hear nothing, no nada. And now she came back. And she is the only one that wants to get married. So now she's like, I'm back. He need to get over it. I'm ready. And he like, but I don't know if I can trust you though.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, she has a level of narcissism where it's like, well, shoot, I'm over it.
Exactly. I'm over it, so let's do this. Why you keep bringing up old stuff? Yeah. That's pretty much what
I'll let you take this away because I ain't gonna. I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? Ladies first. How you feeling about the relationship? Where you think they need to go?
Away from each other.
I agree.
I think Michael is a good dude. I think he's a good dude. And I think they've gotten caught up in we've been together,
so we should be together
too long to not be together. And that's
I've invested too much.
Right, that's the easy thing to get caught up in. Versus, sometimes you need to take the attitude of, it's been 3 years. I'd be doggone if I make it 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this is one of those cases because she doesn't have any type of remorse or any type of empathy in terms of what she did to him. She does have an attitude of, well, get over it. I'm ready
just get over it. I'm back now.
And
shoot.
It's almost like she treats him like he has no feelings, and only her feelings and her desires matter. And in addition to that, he has a son, and this chick gonna say, I'm cool with him coming to spend the summer with us, but beyond that, I don't know how I feel about him living with us. It's his son, honey.
She want him to stay with his mama.
It's like if he feels that his son needs to be with him, and that's a decision he and his son's mother make.
It's his son.
It's his son, darling.
You
knew he had a child. I would assume in the very beginning of the relationship.
Thank you very much.
And this is just dumb and selfish and childish.
Yeah.
On your part, darling.
And I'll say this, from the outset, we hear about the ghosting, but then we get a little further into maybe like episode 2 or so, 2 or 3, where we find out, in a date that she has with some dude that looked like a fake Meek Mill, she took a break. She ghosted him. And she said one time they were separated for 3 years, right? And she said she dated all around Atlanta, right?
And he got engaged.
It's like, well, you were still dating all around. It wasn't like you were sitting around waiting by the phone for his call. What you're mad about
he couldn't call because she ghosted him.
She ghosted him, changed his number and all that. But here's the thing. What you mad about is you thought the grass was greener and you thought your milkshake brought all the boys to the yard.
And you thought you was going to go play and he was going to sit and wait for you to come back when you was ready.
And he found someone else that was as serious as he was and wanted to get engaged. Now the only thing
I would love to know what happened to that relationship.
We don't know what happened to that relationship, but I really want to know what happened. I think what she's really mad about is that he got engaged.
Oh, absolutely.
And she wanted the one that he engaged
absolutely.
to. But I'm like, you blew it.
You don't get to leave and then be like, how you gonna get engaged? What you want me to do?
Shouts to Kid at Heart talking about what y'all doing up at this ungodly hour. This is BlackTogether, yo. We talking about black relationships. We here talking about it. It's not really ungodly for us. It's 10:30, you know what I'm saying? PST, you know what I'm saying? Represent. What you doing up? Take your butt to bed. But shouts to Kid at Heart. That's my thing. I think that she has with him. The issue here is on the date that he had with, I can't remember her name, but she's a new young lady that he had a date with, and he was infatuated with her at least, and they seemed to have a good first date, and they exchanged numbers, and he like, nah, I ain't going on another date. You better. Let me tell you this, brother. She already telling you that she gonna, in her way, if she can, try to monitor or affect how much you see your son if she can. Right now, she got to go. She got to go. This your son. She got to go. She ghosted you twice. She won't even own up to it. She won't care about your emotions at all. And she's low-key playing with how much your son should be around you, especially if it's at your, you and her place. She got to go. Yeah. All right, move on, find yourself someone new. Because since she took 3 years and couldn't find nothing, and you took 3 years and you could, it looked like your value still up and her value falling.
And the fact that he took, he took that girl's number says a lot to me.
Yeah, look, keep that number. You better keep. Look, it is time. I know it's hard to walk away from something because I had all this time. Look, like Lisa said, she said, look, it won't be 4. It won't be 4 years. It's been 3. It won't be 4. Or it's been 7. It won't be 8. Exactly. Look, you better move on. All right, be happy. Stop being unhappy because you feel that, I guess we've been together, so I guess we just got to be together.
Think about it. How many people stay in a bad investment? How many people make a bad investment and say, well, I guess I'll just ride it out and see how much more money I can lose? No one does that.
Some people do it stupidly, but most people don't.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You cut your losses.
Yep. Cut your losses and move on.
And you move.
I was looking at some investments the other day, like, man, I might have to cut this.
You cut your losses. Think about what you did wrong, what you can do differently next time, and you move on. Same thing with relationships. You have to know when to just be like, you know what? I need to cut my losses, figure out what bad choices I made, and move on. Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to last. I hope he moves on, and I hope he ends up dating that young lady once again. I know he probably, it seemed like he said no because the other men up there said no, but he's one person that need to say yes. Stop.
He was struggling with that no.
That's another thing.
He was struggling with that no, though.
Stop worrying about what other people think about your relationship, about what other people think about, because bottom line is, they ain't living with her. You are. All right? You need to make your choice for you. All right. But my mama said some amazing lines on me. Most incredible lines. I remember asking her about a young lady that I was interested in marrying. What did you think about it? What do you think? Do you think we can make it? Blah, blah, blah. She was like, you got to live with her, not me. And I was like,
in other words, I don't think much of her.
When that line hit me, though, can I live with this? Live life, right? Can I live with this? Look, that AMC stock, this ain't the show for that, but might hang around a little bit. But that live with it, though,
yeah.
Nah, you look, make your decision for yourself. Stop worrying about what people will think. If it is a good decision for you to be able to move on for your psychological, emotional, spiritual health, make that decision.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about what other people gonna feel. Oh, Kitty Hart broke up with her. They don't know that what a Kitty Hart going through at home, or Kitty Hart broke up with her, or broke up with him, or they left this job, or Kitty Hart bought this, or sold this, or whatever. They don't know what you're dealing with. You look, hey, you better make your decision for yourself.
Your life.
Your life. So that's where I'm at on that. He need to leave her, and she needs Jesus.
Yeah, she needs. I don't know. She needs to step beyond herself. She's too self-centered. She doesn't seem to be able to look beyond herself. Quite honestly.
Yeah, and that's something that you're going to have to do if you plan on marrying somebody, is look beyond yourself. And I ain't trying to diagnose her, but I think it's probably an issue where, she's been pretty for her whole life, and she hasn't really had to consider other people's feelings due to pretty privilege. And now she's getting to the point where, there's other pretty people too. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And maybe you stuck in the past and think your powers are as strong as they used to be. But moving on to the next couple.
Alrighty then.
Hollywood and Ashley.
First of all, let me say this: your mama did not name
your
you
mama
Hollywood,
ain't named you Hollywood.
But we'll
Hollywood.
move on.
Hollywood swinging. Your mama ain't named you that.
No.
But Hollywood and Ashley. Lisa, kick the ballistics, please.
Ashley and Hollywood have had a solid 9 years together.
Oh boy.
And despite the minor squabbles that any couple faces, they seem to get along great.
Minor squabbles.
So why hasn't Hollywood popped the question? Well, he has.
Well, actually, he has popped the question.
5 years ago, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
But somehow the proposal did not actually result in a marriage. And after the anticipated date came and went several times without a wedding materializing, Ashley broke off the engagement. But the two remained a couple and have been in limbo ever since. The irony is that now, after dragging his feet for years, Hollywood claims he's ready to give it another shot. But Ashley is plagued with doubts, and now she's the one pumping the brakes. But there's one thing they both agree on. It's time to put a ring on it or move on.
How you feel about these two, Lisa?
I think they need to really talk it out, and I think they're getting there. She should have already done this, but I think now, with the doctor's help, she's expressing all of her different thoughts. Where she's coming from, how she was feeling, her frame of mind, how all of these events, made her feel, and all that kind of stuff. Because I think that's really what it comes down to.
Shouts to Kid at Heart. He said, if they've been together this long, they already married.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
So I just think it's just a matter of that. They need to talk it out. She needs to express to him, how she felt about him dragging his feet, the first time. And she also needs to own up. She needs to own up to the fact that she gave him an ultimatum, right? And he reacted by giving in to the ultimatum and then, backing away in terms of marrying her. Yeah. And so she needs to own up to the fact that you kind of started this ball rolling.
Yes,
ultimatums don't usually work out. Sometimes they do.
It's rare.
But they don't usually work out. And so him backing away is a result of him just saying, oh my God, I don't want to lose her. So I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and propose to her. And you got what you asked for.
What you got was a half-baked proposal.
That's what you got.
Because he wasn't ready, but you forced him to. And now, since you forced him to, you got a half-baked proposal. And not saying that you shouldn't let someone know what you want, but an ultimatum is slightly different than that.
It is.
So kind of like pushing him. And we don't know if they were living together at this time. I can't remember if they ever said that. But, they're living together now. And it seems from the arguments they've had is like, for one, during the time that they weren't getting married, her father passed. So now she's like, that's something that can never happen. My father would never walk me across the aisle, that kind of thing. And she's got a lot of anger around that. Yeah. And one thing we brought up was, is this something that you're going to be angry with him about or angry about with marriages in general? Because if you leave him, let's say, actually like, you know what, Hollywood, you and I are done. Are you still going to be like this with the other man when he, say the new man, y'all together, and he's like, I want to get married, Ashley, I love you, let's get married. And then are you still going to be the same way? Like, well, I don't want to get married because I've lost my chance to have it with my dad.
Yeah, I don't think
if she's going to have that kind of trepidation around that.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case. That actually doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, she's been not too logical during this show. There's been a lot of anger and a lot of emotion flying around on both their ends.
Well, the thing
that's why I'm like, I don't know where she's going to take this.
Yeah, I don't think she would take it to another relationship in terms of being bitter about her father. She's putting that on him because in her mind, he proposed, and if we had gotten married when we agreed to get married, my father would have been able to walk me down the aisle, and now that can't happen because of you. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean by that. But my thing is this: I'm a person that believes in taking responsibility for yourself, and I always say, "What, Michael? Nobody is more responsible. Nobody's more
responsible for you than you."
So my thing is, if you're in a relationship and you've made it known, to the person you're with that you want to get married, and they hum and haw. They're like, no, I'm not ready.
Yep.
I don't know when I'm going to be ready. Look, the best thing you can do is say, this is where I am. I love you. I want to be with you. I'm ready to get married. All right. I'm really not interested in spending more months, more years for you to figure it out. I feel like it's been a reasonable amount of time for you to figure it out. And I'm just not willing to stay here any longer. So I'm going to cut my losses and I am going to leave. Right? Because that's you taking responsibility for you.
That's you being responsible for what you're going to do. Not like marry me or go or something like that. If
you stay and beat this person over top of the head, for months and years to go, and you become more and more and more frustrated and hurt and delirious about it, that's on you. They've already told you I'm not ready.
Or already showed you.
Even if they're, kind of going around in a circle. Oh, I'm going to marry you. I'm going to marry you soon. Soon as I do this, soon as I do that. Every few months is something different. You still are responsible for you because they're telling you, even though they're not being completely honest with you, they are still telling you, look, you need to go ahead and find you somebody that's going to marry you because I ain't.
Yep. Tell it.
That's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. Are they wrong? Yes. Sometimes you can say they're wrong if they're being misleading purposely, but other times they're just not ready. And they don't have to be ready just because you are.
And sometimes they may not even know how to verbalize that they're not ready.
Right. Well, if you're beating them over the head, they don't,
Well, yeah.
So, they don't have to be ready just because you are. And guess what? Just because they're not ready doesn't make them a bad person.
True. Mm-hmm. Like, not being ready in itself doesn't make you bad.
No.
I do think there's a lot of passion around these two.
Yeah, it
and
is.
I think they both still care.
I do.
I think a lot is getting caught. I think a lot is getting caught because they also don't fight fair either.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you fight with your wife or someone you want to be your wife, there should be certain things that are just below the belt. Like, you shouldn't go there.
Yeah.
And I think both of them kind of do that kind of thing. Like, they do the thing like, well, let's just break up then. Let's just all like you know.
He was like, I'm about that life. I could just move on. It's
I
like,
can just move on. No, you
ain't. That's why you here on the TV show now. Shut up.
That's why you on the show now. You know you love this woman. And then her when she was like, well, you just gonna have to wait till I'm ready, and you just gonna have to wait.
It's like, well, how long is that gonna be till I'm ready?
Till I'm ready.
Yeah,
like
a whole lot of foolishness.
Yeah, you don't do stuff like that.
And
but I know that there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of hate. I mean, not hate, there's just a lot of resentment, pain, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff wrapped up in it, where you start to, you know, Kid at Heart says sound like they need a year apart.
I don't agree.
Well, see, I do think but if they have a year apart, in my perspective, I say y'all need a year apart, but not to date with anyone else either. You guys need a year to deal with yourself and your own issues, and then come back together and see if y'all can build something. Because I think another thing is between being back and forth, they've never really dealt, like Hollywood hasn't dealt with like who is the man I want to be, who is the husband I want to be, and potential father I want to be, by himself or by himself with maybe an older man helping him work throughout that stuff. And same on Ashley's end too. You know, a lot of times, ooh, she fine. Oh, he's so sexy. Now y'all living together. Y'all ain't never figured out what kind of man or woman y'all want to be for the mate that y'all picking.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't never tried to figure out what kind of husband y'all want to be, what kind of dad y'all want to be, or what kind of mama y'all want to be. None of that. Y'all ain't figured out how y'all going to pay for stuff. Y'all going to do none of that.
That's true.
They was just fine. So let's move in together.
Yep.
Then you move in together, then problems arise.
That's true. And you haven't expressed, neither of you have expressed to the other what you expect from that person.
Yep. Like, one big thing that I told you when we started dating is like, hey, look, I can't remember how I verbalized, but basically like, hey, I've been through some games and stuff. I want to be married. I want to have kids. I want to have a family. That's what I want.
And
I don't want to play around. I don't want to play around.
Yeah.
I don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. Now, I know there's guys out there that do. That's cool. But for me, I want to be a husband. I want to be a dad. That's what I want to be. That's what I am interested in.
And what are you today?
I'm a husband and I'm a dad.
Oh.
And I thank you for that.
Look at God.
Look at God. But I do, if they were to spend a year apart and work on themselves, I think that I would be down for that. But if they're going to spend a year apart and he going to be dating with women and she going to be dating with men, you're filling space that needs to be occupied by self-reflection and healing instead of, just playing.
Yeah. So with that being said, I will say that, kind of going back in terms of that, because I agree with you on that. I really do. Just kind of thinking more about it, I agree with that. So Dr. Nicole, I think one of her shortcomings, really, and maybe they just wouldn't allow her to do this, I don't know, for the sake of the show, is one of her shortcomings is not saying, hey, you have these individual issues.
Yep.
And until you really deal with these individual issues, you're not going to be able to give this person what they need. And you're not going to be able to even receive from him or her what they have to give you. Because you got stuff going on that you need to deal with. So y'all need to pause, put a pin in it, go have some individual counseling, some time with Jesus, and figure yourself out.
Because you mother need Jesus. Yeah, because at first, what I thought this show was going to be, I thought like Dr. Nicole was going to bring them in and be like, hey guys, how y'all doing? Nice to see y'all. Y'all been going through all this stuff. So what we're going to do is, I didn't think they were going to date different people. I thought what was going to happen is she was going to separate the men and women and actually have them go through like, sort of like this emotional, spiritual, personal boot camp with like men psychologists and stuff and women psychologists, and then once a week they would be able to meet for about an hour just to talk about how much they miss each other and their feelings and stuff. That's what I thought this show was going to be.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic. Quite honestly.
So when they said dating, I was like, what? That's a bad idea. We're going to throw somebody else in the mix? But we're seeing kind of how their plans, and I mean, of course, it's reality TV, so they're like, look, we got to have some spice in here. You know, like Michael's version is like, it's not, well, Michael's version is, you can get some compelling television, but you ain't going to get that drama. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get the drama of a date showing up at your house that you share with your girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? Are you kidding me? Why would you send them there? Yeah. It's a horrible idea. But anyway, push that aside. I want to say Hollywood and Ashley can make it. I think they can. Ashley got to own up to the fact that she gave a ultimatum that backfired on her, and that's kind of the root of a lot of her pain. And Hollywood needs to fight fair. He needs to fight. I think a big thing with him is, you know, he gets angry real fast, and then he don't fight fair. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, of course, he's passionate. His feelings are hurt. You know what I'm saying? And then also being someone who may not have been able to process their emotions properly in the first place, you know, now you're also dealing with that too. So there's a lot in there, but I think they might be able to make. I think they might be.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too.
So you know what I'm saying? That's 2 for marriage and 1 for not. So we got one more before we get to our dessert. The last couple, Vince and Tamika. Oh boy, Kid at Heart. Oh, we got we saved this one last for you. Look at these two beautiful smiles up here. Beautiful brown, nice shirts with pattern and print, and you know what I'm saying. Good earrings and white teeth. Can you tell them about
to read the summary?
Yeah, read the summary on them.
It was love at first sight when this couple met on a film set, at least for Vince. Although he knew Tamika was the one right away, Tamika took a lot more convincing. And despite their strong relationship, it seems Tamika continues to expect Vince to prove himself up to and including his worthiness as a potential husband. Vince has little doubt that Tamika is the one he wants to marry, but Tamika is still holding on to some shady behavior Vince perpetrated by staying in contact with an ex at the beginning of their relationship. And although he's given her no concrete reason to doubt him since, Tamika can't shake the feeling that Vince is untrustworthy. Can Paroi, put a ring on it, help Vince prove himself to Tamika and enable her to fully accept his love? This is a very skewed description, but okay.
Oh boy!
It's a very skewed description, y'all.
Oh. Can I tell it?
They on some bull.
Can I tell it? I want to tell it. Okay.
Does it sound like too much work?
Yeah, it sounds like too much. He better run. You. No, not he better run. She better run. Let me tell you this. All right, peep this.
See, it's a skewed description.
At the very beginning, right?
The very beginning.
Very beginning.
Before they was even a couple.
Before they was a real couple, when he was like, yo, I want to be serious with you. One of his girls texted Tamika and said, look, he messing with you and me. Here's the text messages he's sending me, and he's spitting the same game to both of us. All right? Strike number 1.
That should have been the strike.
Well, yeah, I'm just, hey.
1, 2, and 3.
Look,
you out.
I'm rolling through it.
I'm just saying.
So, all right, then Homie, all right, so he's a photographer, right? So check this. Homie takes a chick on a trip to Chicago while he's with Tamika. Lies about it. The girl sends Tamika all kinds of proof, itinerary, text messages, calls, voicemails, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hits her with the full exhibit A through Z. You know what I'm saying? She got more exhibits than Just Blaze. But anyway, we continue. So now she like, oh, well, you did this and you did this and you did this, right? Got all the evidence for him. Homie acting like he didn't do it.
You gonna believe her?
You gonna believe her?
Me?
You gonna believe me?
You gonna believe
I'm gonna believe the text messages.
You gonna believe what I say, or you gonna believe what you see? Man, I'm gonna believe what I see, bro.
And he hasn't copped to this yet.
Nope.
He will not cop to it. And
when he said my communication with an ex ran over into our
Nah. He said spilled over.
Spilled over into our relationship, bruh.
Nah. Cause he slick. I want to throw up Vince's picture again. Here you go. Look at Vince. Vince wanted to look at this. Look at his. At first glance, because he caught me too. At first glance, I looked at him and I said, "Oh, Vince, man, he ain't doing nothing to nobody. He is a solid guy." Let me point out something to you. All right, real quick. Point out something to you. Look at the shifty eyes. Look at them eyes.
You can't tell if they shifty in a picture, Michael.
In the picture, I see they shifty. Look at how one is smaller. It's like a little more blinking going on. And look at the earring. He got a regular earring. Then he got one up in the top. You got to watch for them brothers. All right,
Michael,
watch for them brothers. I'm gonna tell you like this.
You sound like the girls on board. I know that's his baby. Look at the nose. Look at the nose.
So all right, check this. Peep this, right? This fool has effectively turned this whole situation around as if it's a trust issue she has, like it's her problem. And it's like, my dude, you've been cheating, being caught, but now you're going to gaslight her for the rest of her relationship and then be like, she don't want to get married. I wouldn't either. I'm glad she don't want to get married. She need to run for the hills.
Thank you.
But there's some issues that she has. Lisa, I'll let you get to them. Going to kick the ballistics, sister.
I'm going to go back
please
to what I always say. Sister, you are responsible for you. This man has no responsibility to take care of your heart.
Nope.
This man has no responsibility to make decisions for you. This man has no responsibility to care, really, about you the way you're supposed to care for yourself. When you found out all this stuff about him from the very beginning, from the get-go, I don't know for the life of me why your butt stayed. I have no idea why you stayed, because it seems like you found this out in the stages of when you still supposed to be figuring out if he's worth your time.
Yep. Thank you.
And that should have told you he ain't worth your time and trouble. For you to even have taken yourself through that is foolishness. Absolute foolishness.
And he one of those photographers that be sleeping with his clients too.
Even if, let's say that this girl was an ex and that they weren't dealing with each other anymore, you still don't need to be involved with somebody who got somebody coming after him like that. Nope, sorry.
You ain't got no time for that.
I ain't got time for it. I don't know what you got going on with this girl. I don't know what you did to her, or if she just plain crazy. Either way, A or B, I'm gone.
Yep.
And for her to still be in this and have gone through all of this with him, dealing with him, going to Chicago with this girl, and then yet another girl sending her. Why are you here, ma'am? Why are you here?
Why are you even here? And shouts to Jenna James. Nice to see you in the spot. Shouts to the Qs, even though I know some Qs that are cool, some Qs that are whack. But I'm gonna just assume that your brother is a cool Q, and because Qs we like this, but we alright.
I think it's cute they had a barbecue.
Right now, Jenna, we talking about Vince, and we talking about Tamika.
So,
all right. So I want you to look at Tamika for just a moment.
Stop
look at
judging people by how they look.
Youthful, vibrant, full of life, sweet person, nice, inviting smile. This gut bucket skeezer of a man is going to drag her down to the dregs of emotional society if she lets him.
Emotional society?
Yes, emotional society. Just let me finish. Just let me continue. I'm on a roll. All right? So I'm on a roll. So she needs to excommunicate him from her life so that she can be free. So that she can live a life unencumbered. Thank you. A life unencumbered by cheating, by lying, by narcissism, by victim blaming, and by
the word that Madame Butterfly and I coined some years ago, triflinosity.
Triflinosity. That's right. You know what I'm saying? She looks like an AfterBuzz host. Shouts to Z. What up? I can see that. But Tamika, she's cool, and you can see in the show she's nice, but she's falling for this dumb stuff, and I think it's because she has very, very high levels of insecurity around her and her ability to find someone new that would be as good as him. Because I'm pretty sure he's telling her this mess. There was an episode 2 or 3, where we were like, hold up, he said something to her off camera. Because the way the argument went, we were like, we missed something.
She was like all like really high strung, like, you told me X, Y, and Z. And it's like, oh, see, that's a conversation they had off.
Y'all had something off camera.
Because what was being said on camera by him and what he said earlier were like night and day.
Night and day. Look, they do not need to be married. She needs to leave post haste. This man is nothing but a waste of your time. A full waste. A woman gave you proof that he was giving you and her the same lines. Then another woman, if not the same, because we don't know if it's the same woman or not. She just said that it was a woman. He went to Chicago with her. Now let me tell you this. He ain't taking a woman to Chicago to go catch a game for the Cubs. All right, I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. I'm just saying. So the fact that he won't cop to it and makes it seem like her ideas about trust, especially when it comes to trusting him and his activity, are unfounded, is something that you will have to live with for the rest of your life, Tamika. You need to lead. And he is not the only man in your town, in the state, in the next state. You don't have to meet somebody where you live. You can meet somebody 2 states over or something.
He is a small blip.
He is a small blip.
On the radar.
Get him out the way so you can find the man that is going to treat you like the woman you're supposed to be treated like, and you can have a happy life.
But first, she needs counseling.
Yeah, you need counseling. Yeah,
she needs to spend time with herself.
Yes.
She needs to build up her self-confidence.
True that.
Deal whatever issue she has to deal with. Figure out why she has entertained this man, because there's something going on with her for her to even have entertained him all of this time, to allow him to get in her head and make her so emotional and so hurt. And, all of these things, she needs to really just spend some time with her. She needs to get rid of him.
Yeah, get rid of him.
And spend time with herself, go through some counseling on all that kind of stuff, because
she ain't ready. She ain't ready.
This dude,
and this is going to be something, look, he's already cheated on you and lied about it.
2 times that we
know of. And Jenna James says she got to be scared of being alone to be feeling the way she does, thinking she got to rely on him. And she is younger. So, it might be a situation where he got someone who's insecure, and that he can make sure that he's her security blanket. The only problem is that being insecure in a relationship with a good person is already a bad idea. But at least that good person won't kind of at least not knowingly bend that to their will. But she's an insecure person in a relationship with a bad person.
Yeah.
So, man, look. Zia says, all jokes aside, if she can get over this sucker, I wouldn't mind wifing her. Just looks alone. She's my type.
Yeah, she's a beautiful girl.
Yeah, she's pretty.
She's
and that's
a beautiful girl.
That's another thing. Look, all right. Look at her. It's not like she's ugly. And the guy, they had a date come to see him, right? So date comes in, and when the date comes in, he's like, oh man, she's so fine. I'm like, your girl at home fine. Like, why you act? But it's this whole insecure play to make her think that she's like not up to some kind of standard that he wants. Like she has, because remember the whole idea is you have to keep her kind of working to gain his acceptance. Right. And it's like, girl, get out of there. You know what I'm saying? If this was my daughter, if this was my sister, if this was my best friend, I'd be saying the same thing. Yo, leave.
Well, honestly, if I was like her friend by this time, I just would have been like, because I would have been telling her from the beginning. So I just be like, yep. Sound about right to me. He did what?
He did. Yep. Well, I mean, you knew he was cheating, so I mean, this is what you get. You know? So I don't think they'll last. I hope they don't last. If this show ends and he proposes to her.
Yeah.
Sad song, y'all. But that's how we feeling about put a ring on it as of now. It's not a bad show. We're enjoying it. We'll probably come back and round up at the end of the season and see how we feel. But we got a little dessert for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We at time, but we got some strawberries for y'all. That's just one.
All right, you want me to read it?
Too much is going on in my house. Go on, take them away.
This is a throwback strawberry letter. All right. Too much is going on in my house. Here's my situation. I met a girl and moved in with her. We had 3 kids. Then my girl's mom and her sister moved in with us.
Okay.
Then her uncle moved in when he was released from prison.
Okay.
Now, we have a mother, sister, uncle, and children under one roof.
They must have a good house.
They must.
That's a big old house.
There are so many people in the house that people are sleeping in the dining room on the floor. There are no house rules or discipline for our children.
Okay.
Since my name isn't on anything at the house, boop. Boop-a-doop.
Oh, we gonna boop all up in this joint, but continue.
I have no say in what goes on. I have a job and I'm in school. So that's how I keep my sanity.
Okay.
This is not how I handle business. Evidently it is. I've always believed that I'm $1 million man. Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
But I'm living like a $2 hooker. You said it, not me. I'm trying to stay the course and be here for my girl, but it's hard when it seems like she doesn't care. I have 2 degrees. My girl is an LPN and she makes good money, but she has no backbone. My girl is big on family, and since her mother has spent a lot of time in prison. You got 2.
Everybody in jail. All right, continue.
Okay. Her mother has spent a lot of time in prison. She feels like she owes her mom something. Okay. I'm tired and I will not let this mess stress me out. Should I just move on and get my own place? Yes. I can't keep living like this, and my children shouldn't have to either. Take them with you. If I leave, my girl can't afford to support these people by herself. They're grown.
What? All right, hold up. All right.
Let's start at the beginning.
Let's start at the top. You know what? I'm going to say this.
Oh, my Jesus.
I'm going to say this. What you need to do is put an anonymous call in to child services. Put anonymous call.
You can't do that.
Put anonymous call in.
For them to take your kids?
All right. I'm just playing. Let's get serious. All right, so I met a girl and moved in with her. Stop. Let me stop you right real quick.
How long was y'all together, sir?
That's your problem. I met a girl and moved in with her. See, this the issue. All right, that's the issue. She was pretty. Y'all moved in together, but y'all ain't even talk about family, did y'all? Did you talk about her jailbird uncle? Maybe her jailbird mama? Did you talk about that? No, you didn't.
No, because they was in jail.
Because they was in jail. All right. Did you talk about having a boarding house where all the family come in? Y'all sitting there living like junkyard dogs? No, y'all didn't. Why? Because she was pretty. So y'all just went and got. So okay. I'm following along with you. We had 3 kids. Hold up. First thing, y'all didn't just have 3 kids. 3 kids take a while. All right. You take 9 months per kid. We had 3 kids. 9 months per kid. If you take the math of 9 months per kid.
That's 27 months.
Thank you. It's 27 months.
At least.
At least. You know what I'm saying? If you hitting it with the Joe Jackson, one right, bop, 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 right after another, that's 27 months. All right? So you didn't just have 3 kids. We had 3 kids. No, we spent approximately 3 years together at least where we were creating 3 lives. All right? Inside of this house that you don't own. Inside of this house that you ain't got no say in. Because why? Y'all didn't discuss who would make decisions in this home. Y'all didn't discuss how you would run this home. Why?
You know why?
Because she pretty and he's sexy,
you know why?
and let's just live together.
Because he moved in with her. She already had her own place.
See?
This is my house.
So this my house.
This my house.
That's so. Then my girl's mom, Jailbird, and her sister moved in with us. All right. So that's 2 people came in. All right. 2 people came in the house. I don't know how many bedrooms in this house, but 2 people done came in. Neither. It didn't seem like there was a discussion.
Neither having a job.
Neither of them got a job.
I bet you.
0 job. So now they up in there eating all the honey nut. All right. No money. Peanut butter and jelly. All of it.
Peanut butter.
No money.
No jelly.
You know what I'm saying? Turkey and cheese. Killing your deli meats. No money. All right? But let's move on. Then her uncle moved. This how crazy this is.
Is that supposed to be her monkey uncle?
Her monkey uncle. Donkey monkey fool uncle moved in when he was released from prison. Hold up. I didn't know we were running a halfway house. Excuse me? Is that what we doing? Because somebody need to give us some money from the state. So, uncle there, and you know he ain't got no money. Oh, I forgot. And you dealing with people fresh out of jail. So now they gonna come in there, eat all your food, and they gonna write their name on that 1 little quart of milk that they bought. Their little scrounged up money that they got their quart of milk, and they gonna write their name on there.
And offer you some cigarettes to make up for it. Okay.
I know they black.
Don't do that. We don't look. You can't. No, I'm telling you.
I have a friend who's went through something very similar in this.
You ain't watching enough.
Minus
TV.
the uncle.
No, you ain't watching enough TV. They could very well be white.
True, they could be white.
So
they could be white.
Don't put this all.
Shouts to the trailer parks out there. They could be white.
The fact that they're writing in Steve Harvey might say that they black, but I'm just saying.
So there are so many people in the house that people are sleeping in the dining room on the floor. Okay. Look. I mean, am I look. It's a house meeting. It's time for a house meeting. I mean, the house meeting is basically y'all gotta go, but it's still gonna be a house meeting.
But he can't call a house meeting.
Yeah, he can.
No, he can't.
Because
you know what she gonna say?
What?
House meeting in whose house?
Look.
Meeting over.
Look, man. Look. I'm still the man of this house.
No, he ain't.
Well, who the man of the house? The uncle?
His girl.
She's the woman of the house. She the woman and the man of the house?
Yeah. I'm telling you.
But that's not fair. Because say if a woman moved into a man's house and he said, "Well, I'm the man and the woman of the house," that would sound weird.
Well, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying that's what it is.
So all right. So now everybody living up in there, people on the floor. Y'all already got 3 kids. Now I don't know how old these kids is, but you already got 3 kids. All right. And I don't see up in here anywhere where it's like, oh, my girl is worried or anything like that. She's interested. Because we move on to, there are no house rules or discipline for our children. Let me stop you right there. you and your girl that you moved in with never really talked about how y'all were going to raise y'all children, how y'all were raised, how you expected to raise the next crop. You never did that. Y'all just made children. See what happens? You see what happens? We try to tell y'all.
But also with all
that's
these people,
old. That's old school.
But also
don't
with all
nobody
these
want
people,
none of that.
with all these people in the house, it's hard to keep rules and regulations for the kids anyway. Because
True.
you know everybody else ain't gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna follow your rules and no.
Yeah, because if you like pick up behind yourself, what you gonna do with jailbird uncle? You got a job to go to. So when you get home, you know what I'm saying, he looking like Ving Rhames and Baby Boy, half butt naked.
This is a hot mess.
Making eggs.
He needs to get his own place.
Look. Then we move on. I have no say in what goes on. I have a job and I'm in school. So that's how I keep my sanity. This is not how I handle business. It might not be, but this is how business is handling you. See, when you don't get your business together, what happens is you get drug along because you don't lead. You don't become part of the plan. See, when you and this girl, I met a girl and moved in with her. See, when you met that girl and she said, move in with me, and you say, yeah, you should have said also, how is this going to work? How are we going to live together? Are we going to be living together? Or is this going to be a situation where you feel that everything is yours and I'm a guest here? Or are we going to live as if we're married? And if we're going to live as if we're married, why are we not getting married? Because now we got 3 kids. Now we got 3 kids. So, once again, this is probably one of them people, oh, nah, man, that's old school. That's old school. Look at where the new school got you. All right, uncle, mama, sister, no money. You going to school, paying bills. They eating up all the food. And then know good and well, especially since mama jailbird, uncle jailbird, bet money when he come home, they be sucking their teeth. Bet money. You want to know why? Because he's the only one that's probably trying to establish discipline for the children and establish house rules. So now, in the house that you help him pay for, when you walk up in there, a whole bunch of ragamuffin leeches are sucking their teeth at you. I bet money. Either it's like, or it's like, it's one of them joints. You know it is. You know it is. I've always believed that I'm $1 million man, but I'm living like a $2 hooker. Whew. Lisa, talk to him for a second. I gotta talk to this man.
I don't know how many times I have to say this. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna get a t-shirt made. I really am. I'm gonna get a t-shirt made and I'm gonna sell it. And some I'm gonna give for free to those who I think need it.
Like,
ain't nobody more responsible for you than you. I don't know what you're writing this letter for. You already said that you need it. Should I get my own place? The fact that you asked that question means you already know the answer. Yes, you should, sir.
Yes.
Do you have a job? Check.
Are you going to school? Check.
Get your own place. Why is this a question? Get your own place.
I'm trying to stay the course and be here for my girl. What do you mean for your girl? She ain't going through nothing.
Because she can't afford to support these people. You know why? Because you ain't supposed to be supporting grown people that are able-bodied.
Yeah. You ain't. Here's the deal. If I leave her, she can't support everyone on her own, because see, when it was just us and 3 kids, our combined money took care of everything and everything was great. But now we've taken on 3 other people. Let me bust y'all down real quick. I love my mom. My mom is a generous mama. Oh, she's generous. And we've had many house guests over my lifetime. House guests always say, just till I get on my feet. Let me tell you something about house guests.
And feet.
They'll never get on them. They come up in your house, they get real comfy, and then they get snippy with you. And you live there. You're the real resident. Let me tell you something here, player. What I want you to do, pack your stuff. Get ready to go. And when she asks you why you're leaving, where you're going, what's going on, tell her, read out this letter. I feel like I'm living like a $2 hooker. We got people living on the floor. I can't establish anything for my children. I can't live like this. Now, I would like my children to come with me, but I'm pretty sure you want to fight me on that. So I will leave this situation because I can only control myself. When these ragamuffins are gone, and I mean you too, Uncle Ragamuffin, then I can come back. But until then, I ain't supporting the home. My plan, even though we didn't talk it out, which we should have talked it out, my plan was you, and I building a home for 3 children. Not 3 children, your mama, your sister, your uncle.
Me,
now,
you, your mama, and your cousin too.
They better find some other family members. They better find some other family members. Unless your family members are like, I don't know, disabled or something, you can't stay here. We got 3 kids.
But if they disabled, that means they get a check, which means they can contribute to the house, which means y'all can get a better place.
True, yeah, because they ain't even working at this point. So yeah, look, pack your stuff, my brother.
This is so ridiculous.
This man said, my girl is big on family. Really?
But
how about your family?
Is question big on her? Is family big on her?
Because if family cared about you like this, they wouldn't put you through this stress. And if you big on family, now once again, here we go with old school, because they're going to say, oh, that's old school. You just old school. Don't want to hear that mess. Words say, marry, leave, create your own family. What is it? Cling to your wife, cling to your husband, cling to each other, whatever, and make your own family. If you big on family, you need to be big on me and these 3 kids. These people, they great, they cool, we got love for them, but they can't stay here. But I know what you're gonna say, writer. The writer in this gonna say, but that's the old school. Look at where new school got you. $2 hooker. Once again, your words, not mine. All right, so.
Oh, Jenna James, we off the show. We finished with the show, and we did a throwback strawberry letter.
Yeah,
sorry.
we talk about a strawberry letter.
I guess you dipped out for a minute, and you were like,
yeah, you must have dipped and came back.
On?
So, I'm tired and will not let this mess stress me out. Should I just move on and get my own place? I can't keep living like this, and my children shouldn't have to either. If I leave, my girl can't afford to support these people by herself. Here's the problem. To make the move that you gotta make, it's gonna hurt. Because like you said, she can't support these people on her own.
And it's gonna hurt the kids.
It's gonna hurt the kids. But sometimes lessons hurt. And this is a lesson she gonna have to learn. All right? Trust me. I had so much love for maybe the first house guest I ever experienced. But I knew what to expect the second, third, and then 4th house guest. Trust me. Now, not saying that you can't help people out, but I'm letting you know, when people show up to your house,
there have to be some clear parameters.
And even when they are, they probably ain't gonna follow them. But also be aware, when your house guest moves out after all that you've done for them, they're probably gonna take something with them. I'm just letting you know from experience. I'm gonna just let you know. So my brother, you gotta leave. If you can, take the kids with you. And also make a logical case to the wife. Look, let me take the kids with me because sorry, not your wife. That's your problem now. Anyway, but make the case to your girl. Look, let me take them with me because you can't support them and them. So let me take the kids and you keep your old raggedy do nothing family eating up all the corn pops. And whenever you figure whatever you want to do with them out, call me. Brother, you need to leave. Is it going to hurt? Is it going to hurt the kids? Is it going to hurt her? Yeah. But guess who it ain't going to hurt? Unfortunately. Leeches. up in there watching all the TV
they
all day long.
They're going to look at you like, why you leave?
On the internet all day long. Ain't did nothing. On all this internet, ain't went to monster.com.
Just making up scenarios now.
All right. So anyway, I vote move out. Try to take the kids if you can, but if you can't take the kids, leave. Get yourself that. You can't even get a divorce lawyer. You can't even get.
Y'all ain't married.
Because y'all ain't married. So now what rights do you really have?
You don't need rights. Rights for what?
To try to get custody of the children. Because
he's their dad. You don't have to be married.
Well, I mean, true, but what I'm saying is usually this would be mitigated in something like divorce court or something like a custody battle for someone who is actually getting divorced.
Yeah. So they would just handle it as a
custody battle. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing, my brother. Leave. And let this be a lesson to you. All right? Let this be a lesson to you. Just because, look, don't trust a big butt and a smile. All right?
We don't know if she has a big butt or a good smile, Michael.
Well, I'm assuming so. He said she met her and moved in. You don't move in without a big butt and a smile.
Ugly people live together.
All right, look, just look. Define what you want in your relationship, and as you say about standards, what do?
Stand on them.
Thank you. You make your standards. You define what you want your relationship to be with this woman, and you let that be it. And you let her know about because I have let you know about house guests, have I not?
Yes.
Yes, I did, and I've let my wife know. No.
We have yet to continue to discuss that, though.
Oh no! I've lived it. I'm just saying, I've lived it. My brother, get out of there. So
that's why black people can't come together now.
Yo, look, there's a difference between black people trying to build and come together. Not black people coming in, they ain't doing no work and they sleeping on the dining room floor. This is a huge difference.
Yeah, you ain't sleeping on my dining room floor. If you gotta sleep on my dining room floor, then that means we don't have room for you.
No way. No way. That's right. You better take your kids. Get out of there. All right? The jail uncle and the jail mama and then the sister don't know, ain't nobody working. But I'm sure they eating. I'm sure they using up that hot water. And they're probably the main people turning on the heat and the air conditioning, moving it where you don't want it.
You set the scenarios that you don't know they exist.
You know how it is. They up in there, say you like it on, I don't know, 74. Here they come. They got to put it on 72 because I like it like this.
Okay, that's petty, but all right, let's wrap it up.
All right, anyway, guys, we had time. Lisa, say peace.
Bye, y'all. That's guys, what he need to say. Bye, y'all.
NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. We love all y'all. YouTube is the hub. Hit the thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Hit the thumbs down if you don't. But if you hit that thumbs down, you're going to get 3 house guests. 2 of them going to be from jail. And the other one, I don't know. I don't even know where the sister from. I guess she just regular. I guess she just ain't got a job because she lazy.
But maybe she does have a job, but you know, who knows?
He ain't said nobody had no job. But anyway, podcast if you want to listen. You know what I'm saying? Spotify to listen to them jams. Yes, a brother got music. And speaking of music, I'm going to leave y'all with Arcatron. That's ARCKATRON.com. The Space Bridge is in stores. Check that out. That's right. I'm having flashbacks. Trust me. I lived in a home where my very loving, generous mother would always try to help out. And I'm just telling you, don't try to help out. No, that should not be the lesson you learn, but I'm just saying, when it's your house on the line, don't try to help out. When you helping out with people in their own house or help people with the outside your house, then help them. But when it's like come in my house and just stay here and you ain't doing no work and I'm just letting y'all know it ain't gonna go well. So ARCKATRON, he about to drop them beats right about now. And from us to you, we just saying peace. That's that realness. Shouts out to Arcatron, y'all. Yeah.